The Credit Show podcast with Harry Jacobs starts now.
I want to talk about identity theft for a minute, but identity theft in a really sensitive way, because this happens far more often than you can imagine. But identity theft by a family member. Now, identity theft on its own is bad enough. We know that, and the statistics. I look all the time at the Identity Theft Resource Center. They're the kind of the clearinghouse in this country for data when you look at data breaches and what happens. And that's the way that I look at it. That's one way that I look at it. I want to know every single company that's been breached as they happen. It happens all the time. There are breaches every single week. And identity theft in general is just brutal. Those numbers on an annual basis, it's 12 to 15 million people a year. A high percentage, higher than it should be, of people in this country get their identity stolen. And by the way, that's different than hacks and other things, right? I'm talking about someone actually opening credit in your name. Someone taking your social and your address and your good credit and trading on that to go out and get things on their own. And generally go out and default on those things and leave you holding the bag, as they say. So I spent a ton of time talking about identity theft and what you can do to protect yourself. But what about when it happens by a family member? This is triggered by a phone call that I got a couple days ago. A woman called and said, listen, I've got, perfect credit, but I've got these two things that have shown up and they're not mine, and I need to get them removed, and I need to know what to do. I said, let me take a look at the report. And she said, well, I just want to tell you what they are, and then we can talk. And I said, let me see the report. I always say that. Let me see anyone that you talk to that's done business with our company for 12 years. They'll tell you the same thing. Harry's a pain in the ass. He always wants to see the credit report. Because I want to see the actual reporting. That's important. Your explanation is one thing, but when I see it at the bureau level, it's another. So I said to this woman, let me see the credit report, and then you can tell me the story. So I get her to, go to Identity IQ. We've got the link on our website. She looks at it, gets it done, gets it to me. I get the credit report. I see the two credit cards she's talking about. I see when they were opened, same company, same month, same year, everything. It's like someone went out, by the way, and I looked at the inquiries. The inquiries happened at the same time as well. And I said, tell me the story about this. She said, my sister. And I thought, oh, here we go. My sister opened up these cards. We've got this, relationship that's been back and forth over, and it's the family story. And by the way, that story is unimportant to this. What's important is how do we fix it? Obviously, I'm not going to sit here and say, listen, you need to go to the police and you need to, have her arrested or, charges or whatever. That's not my business. That's your business. But there are a couple of factors that go into cleaning identity theft, whether it's a family member or not. You do want to do the FTC identity theft affidavit. That, by the way, is one of a few documents I always keep in my phone when I run into people that talk about identity theft. It happens a lot. I'm able to say, hey, let me get in my phone and let me send you this document you need to fill out and have it notarized for the FTC. The second is you do need to do a police report. You don't have to tell the police who it was. You can. I'm not telling you to lie, but if you don't want to blow someone in, you don't have to blow them in. My personal opinion. But those two things together, the identity theft affidavit from the FTC and the police report, those need to go to the credit bureaus. And by the way, if you don't want to do this on your own, I can help you with this. We can charge you nominally to get it done. A lot of times people are just at the end of their rope by the time they've gotten to us. They're angry and they want to help. Happy to help you. Or you can do it on your own. But either way, identity theft, if it's handled correctly on the victim's end, should be able to come off a credit report in 45 days. That's our tracking on it.
You've been listening to the Credit Show podcast with Harry Jacobs. If you need assistance with your credit, text CREDIT to 702-778-2000.